When and how did you first meet?
So we worked together. So I worked part-time at a place, Speed Medical, where Harleigh still works now. We didn't really talk in the office. I think she started when I was about 19. Well, we were both 19, 20. We never really spoke when we was in the same office. She was always just the fit girl at work that you don't try your luck with because you're punching too far. But it was after I left that we got talking, which I quite proudly like to say that she approached me first. She slid into my DMs, not the other way around. Not many people believe me, but I've made sure I've kept the DM just in case no one does. But yeah, she messaged me to ask what I was up to these days. Got talking, and the rest is history.
So we met at my work. So we both worked at Speed Medical. He was there working in an out-of-hours department. So he works like the evenings and weekends whilst he was at uni. And I went in full-time. So we kind of crossed paths, but we never really communicated when we was at Speed Medical. It was only after that we started talking. I'm sure he loved telling you that it was me that made the first move. I messaged him first, which is a good thing really, because he did say that he would never have made the first move with me, so we won't be here today if I hadn't done. So we was messaging a little bit, and then we ended up meeting up, and then that was it. And that's been us. So we was 21 when we first met, and we've been together ever since. So we were babies.
What were your first impressions of Harleigh? I think you might have already said
Well,
fit
yeah,
girl at work, but anyway, go on.
she was the fit girl at work. She came in stunning, as you say, and you're just thinking, there's no point having a pop here. You've no chance. Stick in your lane, stay in your weight class. But you have the impression that these really bonny, beautiful girls like Harleigh are a bit stuck up, but. So I never really gave it a go, but we got talking, and it couldn't be further from the truth. She was not what I expected when I got talking, but first impressions, she was just very easy on the eye.
What were your first impressions of Ashley?
He was, for a lad his age, like I said, we were 21, and you think of 21-year-olds, they're all very stuck up, but not stuck up, very full of themselves. And he just didn't take himself too seriously. He was like a breath of fresh air. He was so funny. He was so chilled, and just everybody loved him. And I just thought he was just such a big personality. He just made the whole office laugh. And that was my first impression, just how funny he was and how laid back and chilled he was.
What were your expectations then of Harleigh? So you said you thought she might be a bit stuck up, but what were your first impressions?
Well, when you see a girl that beautiful, you sort of think, out of your league, stay in your lane, and she's probably not going to be interested in bottom feeders like yourself. So I never really gave it too much of a second thought. Just like when she walked past in the office, and your eyes would follow around a little bit. But it was after, once we got we started talking properly, you realise what a great person she is on the inside, and what a brilliant personality she's got, and how warm she is. Whereas sort of, when you're just looking at someone and thinking, anyone can be maybe not that beautiful, but can be beautiful. But when I got to know her properly, that was, I think, when we started, the love story started.
I've got two memories of actually communicating with him whilst we were both working at Speed Medical, both involving drinks. So the first one was, we had a brew machine. So it was a bit like a brew machine in a hospital where you punch a number in, it shoots a cup out, and it makes you a brew. And they were awful, but everybody drank them. And because he was such a joker, if anybody else would have said this, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid. But we was doing some overtime. There weren't many people in the office, and there was a few people sat on my bank of desks, and he'd moved over to my bank of desks to sit with one of his friends. And so I got up and I was getting the brews. I was like, what brew does everybody want? And everybody was giving me the numbers, and he said, oh, I'll have a 69. And I was like, oh, yeah, good one. What do you want? And he was like, I want a 69, it's a latte. And I was just, I just wanted the floor to eat me up. And then the next memory, this was just before we'd actually left Speed Medical. We was at our Christmas party, and he was at the bar. He'd just got a drink and I was queuing to get a drink. No, sorry, vice versa. So I'd just got a drink and he was queuing to get a drink. So I had a full drink in my hand, and as I turned around, we stood there. So we got talking a little bit. And our families knew each other before we knew each other. So we were talking about like his parents, my parents, and it was just a very short and sweet conversation. And then his friend came over and whispered something to him, and he went, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to go." And then as he walked off, he nudged me, and I spilt a full drink down myself. Like a full drink that I just got from the bar, and he didn't even notice. So he just walked away, and I was just stood there absolutely drenched, all dressed up for my Christmas party. And he will argue to the back of his, like, he will just say, that didn't happen, but it 100% did happen. He just didn't know he'd done it.
What do you admire about Harleigh?
So what I admire the most about Harleigh is how selfless she is, how giving she is. She puts everybody first. It doesn't matter how much she's a bit down, or she's in a bad mood, or she's busy or not feeling well. Her ability to always put everybody else first. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't have to be me, a family member. It can be a fringe friend, somebody she doesn't really know. But she will always go above and beyond for them. It's such a great characteristic where it doesn't matter. She is always selfless. There's never a time where she puts herself first, even if sometimes I'll tell her to. She just, it's not in her nature. So I think that's something to be admired. That no matter how beautiful, down to earth, and lovely she is, and everything else she's got going on, she will always find time for someone else and put them above herself, which I can't help but love and admire.
What do you admire about Ashley?
Oh, just so much. Like, I'm just so proud of like what he's done with his life. He's done so well in his professional life. All the goals that he's set himself, he's absolutely smashed them. But he's not lost who he is. Like, he's amazing at what he does, but he still doesn't take himself too seriously. Like, everybody who knows him loves him. I've not met anybody that's ever said a bad word about him, because he is just so full of life. He doesn't take himself too seriously. He's so funny. I don't want him to hear, but I do think he's probably the funniest person I've ever met. And everybody's just got happy, funny memories of him. And I love that. And I love that even though he's stepped into this really professional world, he's not lost himself whilst he's done it, if that makes sense. But yeah, he's just an amazing person. He's really selfless. He'll do anything for anyone. He makes everybody laugh. He's a massive kid, and I don't think he'll ever grow out of that. But yeah, that's what I love about him.
How does she put up with you?
Flipping it. If I knew the answer to that, I'd know the lottery numbers. Yeah. Who knows? I think that's one of the most puzzling questions, and there'll be 127 people on New Year's Eve asking the same question, I think. I think her main characteristic is that she's got a lot of patience, which she needs with me. She's also very laid back. And we've got quite a few similar characteristics where, again, we're both quite chilled out, both like a laugh. And, there's quite a like-minded nature. But, yeah, she does need that 100 times level of patience to indeed put up with me. There's no denying that, as I think many people will attest to.
What are your hopes and dreams for the future?
It's a tough one, that, because I think if you'd have asked us this 5 years ago, I'd have listed off a load of things. But I feel like where we are right now, we've just bought our dream house. We're both doing really well in our careers, and we're really good where we are now. And I'm proud of where we are now. So all I really want is, it's going to sound cliche, but just to be happy and like live like a happy, chilled, married life. I mean, of course, we want to start a family, but we have got a plan in place. We want to be selfish in our 20s, and then in our 30s, that's when we'll start a family, or we'll try anyway. So yeah, just to carry on doing what we're doing, start a family, go on some good holidays, just be happy.
What are your hopes and dreams for the future?
Hopes and dreams. Well, I think sort of the new house, where we are in life, we feel like we've had a bit of a rough 2 years. The old house falling to pieces, had a few bereavements, all sorts bloody going on. So we've been through a bit of not a rough patch as a couple, but in terms of our personal lives, the chaos around us, really. So now we really feel like we've turned the corner. We're in a beautiful house in a great location that we love, and obviously getting married just round the corner. It just feels like we're going to kick on and do something really special now in our lives. Hopes and dreams is just that we both stay healthy, stay in as much love as we are now, and all these brilliant experiences. I just want to make sure that we do them together, and I have no doubt that we will. I can't wait for the future, but at the same time, I'm really excited for the now. What all the different experiences that we're planning, holidays, etc., honeymoon, the wedding. Tomorrow, I can't wait. We should be at the pub quiz with me tomorrow, and I look forward to everything that we do. So yeah, I can't wait.
Do you want Bolton to be promoted?
Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. I'm also a Bolton Wanderers fan.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am.
Right, okay.
Yep, so I grew up watching Bolton Wanderers with my dad and my brother, so that's one of the first things me and Ashley actually bonded over. He was quite excited to hear that I was a Bolton fan. I'm a Bolton fan. I'm not like a diehard football fan. I love going watching them, but I won't like sit and watch them on the telly. I'm like a girl fan. But Bolton are my team. I was born there. It's my family's team, so yeah.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, I would love nothing more than to see them do well and go up.
What are your funniest memories about your relationship to date?
Well, we had a bit of a chat about this before, and it's really hard to just point out one funny memory that we've got, because we laugh every day. There's something funny every single day, whether that's me falling down the stairs for the 100th time at the weekend, or 4 weeks ago in Dublin where we met a semi-pro golfer and then 6 mid-50-year-olds in O'Donoghue's pub just off Grafton Street and spent the night laughing and drinking and out, just having a great time. Every day is full of laughter. I really struggle to think of one funny memory, because you'll be going along and you'll be saying, "Oh God, do you remember when I slipped up on that walk," or whatever it may be, or when Bentley got something stuck in his hair and we couldn't stop laughing, or whatever it may be. And then you start talking about that one, and then the next memory comes out, and yeah, every day's I like to try and make Harleigh laugh, because she's got a brilliant smile, and yeah, she keeps me on my toes. So I've got to try and be witty every day, so I can I get to see that smile and hear her laugh.
Funniest memories of your relationship to date?
Oh God, that's a really tough one, because we're both just so stupid that we're laughing all the time. There's so many. So it's like a bit of a background joke, but I say to Ashley, he has Ashleyisms. So he's so smart and he's so switched on, and like everybody goes to him for like advice on all sorts. But sometimes it's like his brain just stops working and he says things and he does things, and I'm like, what where did that come from? Like he has the blondest moments, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. So, like, this is a more recent story, which is why it's still in my head, but Pancake Day. He'd never made a pancake before. And, like, for the past few years, I've always made them. But then this year, he decided, I want to make some pancakes. And I'd already used all the batter. So he's gone online, he's seen how to make pancake batter. And he's like, right, I'm going to make my pancakes for the first time. Now, I think it's pretty self-explanatory how to make a pancake. And I could hear all this effing and jeffing going on in the kitchen. And I was like, what have you done? He's like, don't come in. So I eventually go in. And he's done this mix, and this mix is meant to make like 8 pancakes. And somewhere in his brain, he's thought, I'll just pour the whole thing in the pan. So instead of making like 8 pancakes, he's done like an omelette pancake. And I just think, and he's like, well, I don't know. I've never made them before. And I'm like, but you have seen a pancake before and you have eaten. And I just think, like, you're the smartest person I know. How do you get that so wrong? And he does things like that sometimes. And I just don't know where it comes from. And yeah, it's his Ashleyisms. But other than that, there's loads. We have a lot of drunken memories. I say about him all the time. The more he drinks, the younger he gets mentally. So after a couple of drinks, he thinks he's like his early 20s again. And then the more he drinks, he's like a 16-year-old that's had a beer for the first time. And then he just reaches full-on toddler stage where I'm literally having to carry him to bed. And, like, he doesn't lose his sense of humour or anything. He just gets mentally younger as he goes. So there's a lot of drunken stories that are highlights. It's so funny. Can't think of anything else because there's just so many.
So who's the boss in the relationship?
She is. You know, there's no two ways about it. She is the boss. I quite commonly do refer to her as the gaffer. That said, I mean, she does let me get away with murder. I can't say she's bossy because she certainly isn't. She's not high maintenance. She's nothing like that. But she is the boss. She does wear the trousers, and when she says jump, I say how high. So she knows how to keep me in line, although she does sort of let me off the leash from time to time. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind she's the boss.
I hope you and Ashley concur on this next question.
Oh.
Who's the boss?
Between us or in the house, because between us, me, of the house, it's got to be the dog. It's his world and we just live in it. Honestly, he has got both of us wrapped around his little paws and he's the most spoilt, pampered dog ever and we just cater to his wants and needs. But relationship-wise, me. 100% me.
I would describe Harleigh as giving, selfless, and beautiful. I think them are the 3 words that sum her up completely because she, like I've said, you know, she gives everything that she's got, you know, whether that's her time, her patience, her knowledge, you know, or possessions, whatever it may be, she will give it to anybody. You know, she with no second thought. Which sort of links to the second point with how selfless she is. You know, she puts everybody ahead of herself. Never puts herself first. And then she's beautiful. Obviously, very easy on the eye, but the other reasons and the other words show just how beautiful she is on the inside as well.
3 words to describe Ashley.
I don't think 3 words are enough. So I would say handsome. I would say selfless and daft.
So those were your 3 words.
Yeah.
Limit. If you had a few more words, what would you say to describe Ashley?
Oh, funny. Stupid. Like, he's just absolutely daft as a brush. Smart. Driven. It's hard. I don't know. Very caring, very kind, very family orientated. He'll do anything for the people that he loves. Sociable. He gets serious FOMO if any of his friends are doing anything without him. I don't know anymore. Can't think of anymore. Oh.
But if you want to have another go at a long form answer,
Yeah, I mean, she like I said, my favourite thing about Harleigh is a selfless nature. You know, just how much she gives of herself to other people. But I suppose at the same time, you know, how she makes me feel. You know, she makes me a better person. You know, I am the best version of myself when I'm trying to behave or do something to impress her or I don't know what that may be. You know, maybe work hard so I can do more, earn more, or just be in a better position so that we can have a nicer life, easier life, sort of thing. You know, because of how giving and selfless she is, I'll never sort of compare myself and say I'm particularly giving or selfless, but what I do or do hope to do is give my absolute best and give everything I've got to give her a better quality of life, and hopefully we can live these experiences together.
how do you think Ashley would describe you?
Apparently selfless. No, I kind of knew he would say something like that because we do a lot for other people and we always put other people first. So yeah, selfless, kind, sometimes a bit too nice. I struggle saying no. I'll do anything anybody asks me to, and I'm the same in work as well. I'd hope he'd say I'm funny. I like to think I'm funny. It's pretty tragic when you have to say that yourself's funny, but I hope he said that. I would hope that he thinks I'm smart as well. He probably didn't say that, but I hope he did. I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
How would Harleigh describe you?
Hard work, maybe. Again, you know, everybody else might describe me as, you know, hard work, a bit of a nightmare, maybe a bit of an arsehole. But that's not really in Harleigh's nature. I don't think she's ever described anybody as an arsehole. She's the best in everybody, and I think I like to hope she thinks I'm funny. You know, I think she sees the best in me because she brings out the best in me. So I like to think that, you know, I know she's grateful for everything and she appreciates everything that anyone in her life gives her. So I think she's sort of grateful for you know, the life that we're building together, and it is together. You know, we're a team, we're a partnership. But yeah, she probably also comment on me being a bit cheeky and you know, maybe liking a pint or two at the weekend. Hopefully she doesn't call me an alky.
How would you describe Ashley's best men in his circle of friends?
Oh God. I tell him all the time how lucky he is to have the friendship group that he's got, because it's very rare to have a group like the four of them that have been best friends since they were like 3-4 years old, and to still be as close now as they were back then. Like, they talk every day, they're still the best of friends. And there's such a good group of lads. Like, honestly, I couldn't have picked better friends for him. And it's crazy. I think because they have been friends for so long and like how they've grown up, they're so similar in so many ways, but they're also so different in so many ways as well. So like Dom is just the loveliest, like nicest boy. Like, he's the boy that most mums and dads want the daughter to bring home. He's that kind. Like, parents love him. You've got Matty, who's like the sociable one. Like, he's got tons of mates. He's just an absolute social butterfly. He's so much fun on a night out. And then you've got Ryan, who's just Ryan. And there's only the way to describe Ryan is he's just Ryan. And he gets away with everything because he's Ryan. You know, he likes what he likes. He'll do what he wants to do. And he won't let anybody change his mind. Like, we have a running joke, actually, because Me, Ash, and Ryan do quite a lot, just the three of us. So my mum always says, she's like, "What you doing? Who's going?" I'll be like, "Oh, it's just me, Ash, and Ryan." And she'll be like, "Oh, just you and little lad." Like, she refers to him as our son. And like, Ashley has spent more anniversaries of ours with Ryan than he has with me. And he just gets away with it because it's Ryan. So, yeah, I love them all. They're a great group of lads. I consider them my close friends now. So, yeah, love them all.
Just tell me a bit about your best men and what led you to choosing your best men.
Well, yeah, we've been best mates for almost 25 years now, which is, I think, for people who aren't 30 yet, is ridiculous. There's not many people that I know still knock around with the same people that they did when they were 4, 5, and 6 years old. But that is us. It has always been the four of us. And certainly from me, a personal perspective, I've got a different relationship with each of them, and it's all fantastic. Me and Dom, I've known him the longest, been through so many hurdles and different life challenges, but also celebrations together through thick and thin, and never fallen out. Me and Ryan, I think me and Ryan are just ridiculously similar to where we're almost the same person at times when we're having a laugh, and we've got so much in common. And then of course me and Matty with our sense of humour and whatnot. We've all got that brilliant dynamic. But the three of them, the four of us, as it is just it's a great relationship, and it was a difficult one for me to split. I wouldn't want any one of them to feel less significant to the day, because they've all been a massive part of my life. They are my brothers from other mothers. And obviously me being the lucky one, being the first one to get married, I just thought that first marriage, the first wedding, maybe on the second one I'll pick one of them, but on the first one, it's just a special day, and we sort of get to do it together. We get to stand at the top of the aisle, and they've all got their own little jobs, and it was the right thing to do, and I have no doubt that they're going to smash it out of the park on the day as well, as they have done in the run up. I couldn't have asked for better best men so far. Everything that they've done in between has been fantastic. The stag do's have been unbelievable, and they've been more organised than me, to be honest, which is brilliant. It's just so us, and our dynamic is never changed.
What do you think, or which story do you think will come out as being number one in their speeches?
I dread to think. I dread to think. I know they're going to. They still wrangle me over it every single day I see them. But the sausage story is going to come out, which, to put it simply, is we're doing a barbecue. I was manning the grill, trying to be the man of it, and the sausages were taking ages to cut. And they went, "Ash, cut the sausages in half to cut quicker." And me, I say it was because I was 6 pints deep, but actually it was because I didn't really think. I cut them vertically rather than horizontally. So rather than splitting the sausages so the middles can cook, I give everybody half Cumberland sausages, which that'll definitely come up, because they love. I like to think of myself as quite an intelligent bloke, that's switched on, but I don't think I've ever been as stupid as I was on that day. So that'll probably come up. The countless times I've been nude on nights out, or not even nights out, days out, etc. I'm sure that a bit of that'll be thrown in. And no doubt there'll be some other embarrassing story. There's so many. Unfortunately, we talk about the group dynamic. I've been long-standing the joker in the pack, I think, and sort of the village idiot of the group. There's quite a few stories that they've got. They've got plenty of ammunition over the past 25 years anyway. But like a lot of people who are going on the day, I can't wait to hear what the stories are, and I've no doubt that they're going to tell it in a very funny but maybe slightly embarrassing way. But it's fair game on the day.
You have to be careful with this one.
Oh, hello.
How would you describe Harleigh's maid of honour and her circle of friends?
All right, okay. I get on. I've known Harleigh's maid of honour longer than I've known Harleigh. Molly, who is coincidentally Harleigh's sister-in-law, Harleigh's brother, Cameron's wife. So I've known Molly for 17 years. We went to nearly 18 years. Went to high school together. And we always got on. We weren't in the same circle of friends, but as I've got to know Molly really well over these past 7-8 years, I think she's fantastic. She's so funny, so quirky. I think everybody sort of needs a Molly in their life. She is the boss. If we talk about people, running the show, she certainly can do that. But Molly's fantastic to be around. She's a great host, fantastic cook. And I know Harleigh looks up to Molly. It just makes me really happy, that knowing that when Harleigh and the girls go out, and this extends to Georgia, and the whole sort of friendship circle, they are just sisters. They're the best mates, the sisters, and the fact that they're related is just brilliant. They give so much and share so much of themselves with one another, and it's a fantastic friendship group. It's really nice to see, and I'm glad that at the same time that whilst they're off having a bit of a hoot and doing the girly things, that I get to drag a brother out golfing and we can have a few pints on the sly.
Molly and my brother have been together for 10 years, but in the past few years we've just got so close and we've just become best friends. And when we got engaged and we started planning the wedding, she was just so excited. She planned all sorts for me, and I just knew that she was the one for it, and I've definitely picked the right person. She's gone above and beyond with everything. My hen do, she planned it all. I had no idea about anything, and it was absolutely amazing. It was the best weekend ever. We had so much fun. And she just knows me so well. She knows exactly what I like. She knows what I'm like as a person. So anything wedding related, I'm a bit too nice sometimes, and I struggle saying like, no, I don't like something, whereas she will, like, because she knows me so well, she'll just come in like, no, that's not for her, she don't like that. And I'll be like, thanks. She's like the person at the restaurant who will send the food back for you. You get me? But yeah, no, I was her maid of honour last year. She's mine this year. And yeah, she's just my best friend. I just love her to bits, and yeah.
Completely off piece, but within that circle of friends, is there a girl for Ryan in there?
I mean, all these bridesmaids, they're all coming with fiancés or partners. I mean, everybody says I'm the girl for Ryan, so I don't know what we're gonna do with him. But I mean, Ryan's Ryan. He gets by on his pure wit and charm, and if there's not a girl at the wedding, which there may be a couple single ladies coming at night, we'll get him on. I'm this close to getting him on Tinder, so I think once I get him on Tinder, then we've turned the corner with her.
I did ask Ashley this question as well. So, is there a girl for Ryan somewhere?
Oh, I am hoping and praying. Like, I try not to put too much pressure on him for it, because whenever we go out, everybody else in the group are always on him. So I kind of try to be on Ryan's side and be like, leave him alone. When he's ready, he's ready. But that is my one goal in life, is to get Ryan a girl. And she's out there. I know she is. But like I said, Ryan does what he wants to do, and when he's ready, he's ready. He'll just turn up one day and he'll be like, right, I'm ready to meet someone now. And I'll be like, yes, right.
Who proposed and how did it happen?
So I proposed. I'd made a little bit of pressure, but she wasn't expecting. I had to make sure she wasn't expecting it. So I proposed on Christmas Day in 2020. So 3 years ago, or over 3 years ago now, when we watched this back. So we were living together. We'd lived together for about a year at that point, and everything was clicking. And we were just and are still that couple that we were always going to stay together. We were going to go sort of the distance, so to speak. So I knew clock was ticking on it, and I have to thank lockdown, I suppose. The fact that I couldn't go out and spend all my money on beer sort of meant that I had a bit of extra money to save up, which I could afford a diamond ring. So I came up with a bit of a plan to try and do it when she was least expecting it. We'd actually been to New York in the December about 3 weeks before I actually did propose. And she was sort of half expecting it there, not because she wants. Well, hopefully she did want it, but not because she had any high expectations, but just because all of her friends, all her work colleagues were chipping away saying, definitely going to do it in New York, definitely going to do it in New York. And maybe when you're interviewing Harleigh, you want to ask her about the time she thought I was about to propose in New York in front of the fountain. It's a very funny story, so I'll let her tell that. But yeah, she may have been a little bit miffed that I didn't ask the question in New York, but I thought, she may be expecting it a little bit there. Christmas Day, she just had no expectations, so I came up with a bit of a plan that I was going to surprise her with it. And we we're still in lockdown at the time, but we were going to try and have a few sneaky extra family members together when I asked the question. So I asked Paula and John's permission on Christmas Eve. I asked both the permission on Christmas. The simple reason I asked the permission on Christmas Eve is because I know Paula is the worst person at keeping secrets. No, John would be steady, but I wanted their permission, so I asked them permission, and I knew Paula would be there on the day. So I sort of said, Paula, I'm going to pretend that I've got you and Harleigh a joint present. Tell her to close her eyes, hold her hands out, and you sort of do the same, stand together, and then when she opens her eyes, I'll be on one knee. So I said, Paula, make sure you don't say yes, because then we might have a couple of issues. But got both the blessings, did presents and everything in the morning. Harleigh sort of went upstairs, got changed, etc. And then Paula came round and I said, I've got a surprise for you both. I'll go and get it now. Close your eyes, hold your hands out. Then obviously when she opened her eyes, I was on one knee and asked the question. Well, actually, it took me a bit of a while to get my words out and ask the question. I think she actually said, well, ask me then, which is Harleigh all over. But I did. She said, yeah, and Christmas Day, so it makes it even more special that we're also getting married around Christmas time as well, because it just feels like it's our time of the year.
A few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Who proposed? How did it happen? And also what happened in New York?
Oh, right. So Ashley proposed and the proposal was lovely. So I'll tell you the New York story first. So 2019, we booked a family holiday to New York. It was in December, just before Christmas. It was going to be magical. We had all these plans. We were going ice skating in Central Park. We're going to Rockefeller Tree. It was like the perfect holiday. And everybody on the lead up to it was, he's going to propose. And I had it in my head, this is it, he's going to propose. I got my nails done, ready. Oh, every opportunity that I thought it could be here, I'd be taking my gloves off, ready for him to get down on one knee. And there were so many opportunities, and I thought, this is it. And then it didn't happen. So, for example, like on the second day, we went to the Empire State Building, and I just heard someone go, and I was like, oh my God, where is he? Thinking he'd be like down on one knee somewhere. No, it was another couple a bit further down getting engaged. So, yeah, never mind. We're still early in the holidays. It's fine. But the one where I was adamant it was happening. So I'm a big fan of Friends. I absolutely love Friends. And we went on a horse and carriage ride around Central Park. And they stopped at the Friends Fountain. Now, as a family, whenever we go on holidays and stuff, we take loads of family photos as a group. And when we stopped at the Friends Fountain, we all got off the carriage and we was all stood around, and his his stepmom Sarah said, oh, Ash and Harleigh, you get a photo in front of the fountain. And I didn't think anything of it at first. I was like, no, everybody get in, come on. And she's like, no, just you two. And I thought, oh, it's never just us two. This is it. It's happening. So I take my gloves off. I'm like, I'm ready. My nails were done, ready to go. And then his brother, Harlan, I'll get in it, waltzes over, stands next to me and ruined my proposal. I mean, it weren't happening anyway, but I've never let him live it down. And I tell him every time we talk about weddings and engagements, do you remember when you ruined my engagement? Because I was adamant. So the three of us now have a photo in front of the Friends fountain where I've got an absolute face of thunder. Because I was adamant he was going to propose and he didn't. But now it happened the way it happened. I'm so glad it did, because in New York I was expecting it on every street corner. Whereas when he did do it, I had absolutely no idea. So he did it the following Christmas. So he did it Christmas 2020 on Christmas Day. And I never in a million years thought he would do it on Christmas Day. I thought that's way too cliche for him. Never thought he would do it. And the way he did it was just perfect, because I was completely gobsmacked. I had no idea. So on Christmas, because Ashley's got 3 younger brothers, we always do Christmas at their house. We get up with the boys in the morning, do all the presents. Then us adults opened our presents. So we'd done presents and everything. Like, he got me what I'd asked for. I got him what he'd asked for. And we were having a really nice morning. And then later on in the morning, my mum would always come up and we'd have like breakfast and Bucks Fizz and everything, and just do presents and stuff before we had Christmas dinner. So going back a day, so Christmas Eve, we were still in lockdown. So what we would usually do on Christmas Eve is go to the Christmas panto, and we go every year. But because we were still in lockdown, it wasn't on. So instead, Ashley's dad and stepmom, they had this like outdoor gazebo, and we got like a screen. We put loads of like cushions and everything and made it all cozy, and we watched Home Alone in there. So me and Sarah had the task of setting it all up, and it was harder than we expected. We had to like hang the projector and everything. Neither of us are very tech savvy. And Ash went, I need to nip out for a couple of hours. I'm going to go and see my granddad and give him his present. And I was like, well, we're going in a few days. Why do you need to go now? And he was like, I just want to go, so he's got it for tomorrow. I was like, right, okay, well, make sure you get back, because we need to get this gazebo set up. And he was gone for ages. And I thought, he's gone to the pub or somewhere. He's probably met Ryan in the pub for a few beers because he doesn't want to set this gazebo up. But I didn't know he was going speaking to my mum and my dad, asking for their permission. Which he did the right thing, because my mum cannot hold a secret. She is horrendous. So if he'd have asked her any sooner or any earlier, she'd have told me. She'd have given something up. And it was funny, really, because I tried ringing her a couple of times on Christmas Eve, like in the evening, just to like catch up. And she wouldn't answer the phone. And I was just like, why is she ignoring me? Have I upset her? And then anyway, so they come round on Christmas Day. And Ash had mentioned when we'd done presents, he said, I have got one more present for you, but it's for you and your mum, so I need to wait for your mum to come and I'll give it to you together. And like, he'd got me a main, like, big present, and because he is so daft and such a joker, I thought, oh, she got us something stupid here. And I don't know why. I kept thinking in my head, he's got me some sort of like food with my name on it or something. I just pictured this like pork pie with Harleigh written on it. And I don't know why I kept going to this pork pie. But anyway, so they come round, we're all in the kitchen, we're all having a Bucks Fizz. And he says, oh, should I go and get that present for you and your mum? I was like, oh yeah, go on then. She's like, right, so stand there, you two. So me and mum stood next to each other, and he says, right, close your eyes and hold your hands out like this. So we're both stood there like this. My mum's going along with it, knowing full well what's about to happen. And he walks out and he comes back in, and like I had my eyes shut, and he went, right, open your eyes. And he was down on one knee with ring out. And so yeah, that's how we did it. He didn't actually ask me. I had to tell him to ask me. All I remember was, I can't remember exactly what he said, because I was just like, oh my God. But it was down on one knee and he was saying everything, saying really, really nice things. And then he just said, is that the right one? On about the ring. Because the ring that he got me, I'd actually pointed it out in a shop window, and he went back and got me the one that I wanted. And he just went, is that the right one? And I was like, yeah, but you got to ask me. And then he was like, oh yeah, will you marry me? So yeah, it was amazing. It was so lovely. I had absolutely no idea. I was completely gobsmacked. Everybody knew about it. He was there, except obviously me and his littlest brother, because he wouldn't have been able to keep it to himself. So yeah, it was lovely. And then my mum told me why she was being so funny with me. She said I couldn't look at you because if I looked at you, I just wanted to cry. I couldn't speak to you because then I just wanted to cry. So she was just avoiding me. But yeah, it was amazing. I'm so glad he did it the way he did it rather than in New York. Although when I was in New York, I didn't feel the same way.
Why did you pick New Year's Eve to get married?
Harleigh wanted the magical wedding. Well, I say Harleigh wanted the magical wedding. You know, she would have eloped to Vegas if I'd have let her. But, you know, we said, you know, if we're going to have the wedding over here, you know, we want it to be fantastic, we want it to be special with plenty of people there. But also, as you've probably gathered, we wanted it to be a bit of a party. And New Year's Eve has always, well, I say this time of year, Christmas to New Year's has always sort of been our time of year since we got together. You know, we've loved spending Christmas together, you know, from the early days to sort of obviously getting engaged on Christmas Day. It was always a nice memory, sort of looking back on that, and still is now. Since we've had our own place, we've always tried to have a New Year's Eve party, for a New Year's Eve fancy dress party at the King's. It's got quite the reputation now. We've had some cracking costumes over the last couple of years. Do apologise to everybody that there isn't a fancy dress party this year, but hopefully the party we're throwing is going to be a little bit better and a little bit more special. But again, you know, looking forward now, we'll always have New Year's Eve. I can't forget the anniversary, or I am in proper hot bother if I do. But you know, it's a special time of year for us, and you know, it will be forevermore.
Kind of two questions in one. Why did you choose New Year's Eve to get married? And why did you choose the glass house?
So I've always wanted a New Year's Eve wedding. And I don't really know why, but I've known I've wanted it since I was a child. I think when I was a lot younger, my mum or my mum's friend went to a wedding on New Year's Eve. And I just always remember thinking, God, what a good day. Like, everybody's off. Nobody ever really has anything to do. But it's always a really good celebration when you do something. So since I was little, I always wanted a New Year's Eve wedding. And then I chose the glass house because it's New Year's Eve, I didn't want the rustic wedding. And I feel like a lot of venues now are very like barn conversions, very rustic, wooden tables and chairs. And I don't want that. I wanted a very modern black tie glam wedding. And the glass house was just perfect for that. It's just a complete blank canvas. I could dress it up however I wanted. It fit the theme perfectly. I want to say that Ash loved it as well because it's got a golf course, but I didn't really, to be honest, give him much of a choice when it came to the venue. Like he really wanted this other one, but that was more of like the rustic wedding that I didn't want. So I like to say that we've made all the decisions together, but I think the venue, it just kind of let me go for whatever I wanted. And the glass house was perfect. It's just that nice big open room. It's a blank canvas and I could decorate it exactly how I wanted it.
So how did you come about the glass house? What made you choose that venue?
Cheaper than the rest. No, it were fantastic. I mean, the thing is that a lot of the venues so we got engaged on Christmas Day 2020, like I've said, that was still lockdown. So we decided pretty quickly that we wanted New Year's Eve because it would have that wow factor and it'd be that little bit more special. But at the same time, that throws up a few other requirements. You know, the venue's got to actually be open on New Year's Eve because a lot of places aren't. But then it's got to also suit New Year's Eve. I quite liked a venue called Hobbit Hill just because of my love of Lord of the Rings, and Harleigh liked it as well. But it's basically a barn on top of a hill in the middle of nowhere, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare in winter. So we wanted somewhere that would be warm, where we could see out. And again, like I say, have that wow factor. And you think, all right, we'll not mention Blackpool too much, but you know, you can look out, you can see all them fireworks at night. You know, it's a cracking place. Golf course, which is also a big tick. You know, it just seemed to tick all the boxes. You know, a lot of the viewings we were having at different places, they were virtual viewings. You know, a lot of places wouldn't let us come and see them. The Glass House were really good and accommodated us. Let us come and see it. We saw it 2 or 3 times and sort of just said, yeah, this is it. I think as soon as we walked in, we saw it and we thought, yeah, brilliant. This can do everything that we want and more. So we, so as soon as we saw it, we loved it, and we knew straight away. But you know, you've got to try on a couple of slippers before you choose the right pair.
Any final words you want to just be noted for historic purposes on film?
Ooh. I don't know. Oh God, you probably put me on the spot there. I have no idea. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to spend the day with all our closest friends and family. We're gonna have the most amazing day. I just want it to be here now. It'll be here before we know it. 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks on Sunday.
You can't wish Christmas away though.
Yeah, I feel like Christmas has taken a little bit of a back burner this year, but I'll get back into my Mrs. Claus mode next year. Make up for it. I'll go above and beyond next year. This year's wedding and wedding only.
Final question. So, any other words that you want to be recorded, noted?
Well, it's a tough one to say, really. I mean, I just hope, and I'm pretty certain that this will be the case. But in years to come, when Harleigh and I are looking back at this video, I hope we're both as happy and as healthy as we are when we were recording the video. And I know that it's going to be a great little snapshot for us to look back in time, see where we were at our journey, and hopefully, you know, we carry on in the same pace where you know, things just keep getting better and better, and we just carry on smashing life together. But yeah, I no matter what, I know that when we're looking back on this video, it's gonna be it's just gonna be us two, and the dog, of course.
Stay there. Stay. Benny, what do you have to say about the wedding?